hey gang, how are you doing? Jonathan here for Tailhunter Sportfishing, and it's time once again for the Mexican Minute La Paz video fishing report, coming to you from La Paz, Baja, Mexico, and covering all of the fishing action for our Tailhunter Sportfishing fleet for the dates of, the 17th through the 24th of July 2022. Wherever you are, hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for checking in and spending time with us, and please do us a big favor, give us a thumbs up, a like, and don't forget to subscribe. Okay, let's jump right into it. Let's talk about what's been going on. I'm officially going to tell you it's summertime here. We've waited a long time for summer to finally hit us. Here it is, almost August, and I'm only getting to that announcement. Big surprise. If you've been watching my fishing reports for the last couple of months, you know that this has been a La Nina year, which means with La Nina, conditions are cooler than normal. In fact, I'm going to go off and say it's been cold. Until about 3 weeks ago, we were catching cold water species that are normally gone by April or May. That included amberjack, lots of yellowtail. We've had the best yellowtail season I can remember in the 30 years I've been here. Pargo, cabria, pompano, trevally, sierra. Cold water species stayed here into June, into July, but now finally we started getting little teasers of Dorado, started getting some teasers of marlin. It's full on. It is off the charts. It is blown open finally, and I don't want to yell too much about it because then I know I might just jinx it, but boy, it's been a solid week of fishing this past week. Conditions excellent all the way around. A little bit breezy today, a little bit overcast, but for the most part, a solid week of conditions that have been just excellent for fishing. Temperatures in the high 90s, low hundreds. It's been very hot. If you're coming down, listen, I'm going to give you the same lecture when you show up here. Stay hydrated. Every day I've got a couple people down, a couple of clients that have had to cancel their trips. We've had to cancel boats because they didn't listen to me. It's a lot of fun to drink beer and margaritas when you're here, but if you're not sipping water, even if you're not thirsty, keep sipping water. The humidity here is 60, 70, 80%. With the heat, if you're out on a boat, if you're walking around town, if you're even breathing airline air, you know it's very dry. It's going to suck the water right out of you. Even if you're not peeing, it's coming out of you, so you've got to continually suck on the water. You've got to stay hydrated. If you are suddenly feeling like you've got the flu, or you've got stomach cramps, or you feel like you ate some bad cheese or tacos and you've got some food poisoning, chances are 99% of the time it's going to be because you got overheated. If you start feeling that way, it's already too late. Drinking water is not going to help you. We've got to get some electrolytes into you, some Pedialyte, some Gatorade, have you eat a couple bananas, get you cooled down, because it has taken a couple people out every single day. So I'm going to give you the same lecture if you're coming down. Drink a lot of water. I drink about a half a gallon every morning, just even before starting, just to keep things going. Anyway, let's talk about fishing. It's been hot and it's been very humid. The Dorado bite has been spectacular this week. There have been days where the boats have come back by 10, 11, 12 o'clock, plugged with fish, released a lot of fish, still bringing back limits. Some really nice sized fish. Most of them are that fun 10, 12 pound size. A lot of our first timers are just having a blast. If you caught Dorado, you know what it's like. They're flashy, they're colorful, they jump all around, they pull. If they're on the bite, as soon as you throw a hook in the water, they're going to go. So it's been a lot of fun in those fish, but also probably one of the best big Dorado bites I've seen in a long time. And I think a lot of that had to do with the fact that 2 years ago, when we had COVID and everything was shut down, you couldn't sport fish, you couldn't commercial fish, there was nobody allowed to scuba dive, snorkel, you couldn't even be on the beaches. I think it gave Mother Nature a chance to revitalize, and some of these fish, and it doesn't take long for Dorado to be 30 or 40 pounds, maybe 2 or 3 years. And interestingly, that was only 2 or 3 years ago. By letting nature rest, it took care of things, and some of these fish just got really big because we didn't fish them. So we're catching 30, 40, even some 50-pound Dorado right now. A lot of big ones are getting lost, and that's why they're big fish. But if you look at some of the gallery photos that we've got this week, you'll notice that there's some huge bull Dorado that we're catching. Now, there's a caveat that comes with all of that. We're catching a lot of Dorado, but we're not catching Dorado all the time in the same places. Our La Paz fleet, if you've never been down here before, or if you have been down here, you know we have two different fleets, even though you come to La Paz. One of our fleets fishes around Cerralvo Island, the famous Cerralvo Island, Las Arenas area. That's where one of our fleets is. We push out of Muertos Bay and we fish that area. That's famous for roosterfish alley. This time of year, you should have marlin, tuna, wahoo, Dorado swimming all over the place. That area faces south, and because our conditions have been cooler than normal, the storms that have been to the south, there have been a couple of hurricanes, but because our waters are cooler, they didn't come up all the way. They went out to sea and followed the warmer conditions. The colder conditions that we've had have prevented those storms from hitting us, but those storms have still pushed cold water up here. They've pushed some big waves. They've pushed some strong winds into the Las Arenas area because that bay faces directly south. So what that has meant it's been tougher fishing. It has meant that the water's been greener, cooler. It's been tougher to get bait, and consequently, this past week, one boat catches fish, the other boat doesn't. One boat catches some Dorado, the other boat catches some Bonito, and that's all they get. Or you go all day, not catch a single fish, and then right at the end you hook something. It's been very, very erratic and very up and down for our Las Arenas fleet. For our La Paz fleet, that's where our other fleet is located. We fish straight out of the bay. The bay faces north, so we're protected from those southern winds. We fish around Espiritu Santo Island, and that's where the Dorado have been. There have been some huge schools there. You could go for a couple hours, and suddenly you find that school, and for an hour, everything just busts loose. Every rod going, every line in the water, every hook that gets thrown in the water immediately gets bit. These fish are colorful, they're jumping all around. It's exciting, fun fishing. And then after 45 minutes, an hour, you realize you're plugged. The boat's covered with busted lines and blood all over the place, and you've released as many fish as you've caught. And that's where the better fishing has been with our La Paz fleet. I don't know how long that's going to last. If the waters settle down over at Las Arenas, I know the Dorado are going to show up there. We did get some tuna. We're seeing more marlin and sailfish right now. Those have been teasing us for a couple of weeks. We hooked 2 or 3 of those every single day. So that is another indication that the waters are warming and that summertime fishing is finally here. Anyway, that's a quick wrap up. Sorry about that little lecture I gave you about staying hydrated, but I want to make sure that you have a good time down here. So if you're going to see us, we'll see you real soon. Thank you for checking in. I'm Jonathan for the Mexican Minute. You take care. God bless. Take care of each other, and we'll see you next week.